Hey guys, I was just getting ready to go to one of my nephews, my great nephew, birthday party, and I was in here doing my makeup and all the little fun things you do after you get out of the shower, and it made me think of a few little things that I'd like to share with you guys. A quick video, preferably, and maybe things you know, maybe things you don't know. Well, but we'll share anyway. One of the things is my homemade toothpaste. I will try to do a thing on this. It really isn't that complicated to do, but I do use this. I had went to the dentist. I had some dental work done this year, and I hadn't been to the dentist. I know this sounds horrible, but I hadn't been to the dentist in 12 years, and at least 12 years. It may have been a little more. I don't know. But I only had 3 cavities, and considering I was pretty tickled with that. I mean, that many years, and I think I've done all right. This is just a piece of my loofah. I grow loofah, and these little odd and end pieces like this. This was off the end. You can tell where I do this all the time, can't you? I use it to wash my face at night with my soap. I don't know if I mentioned before, but I make goat's milk soap out with the milk after I milk my does, which I have only got one doe right now, and she's not even ready to milk yet. But that's what I do with those things. But the primary reason that made me think of this was in my mascara. I had done this a year or two ago, probably a couple years ago, and I hadn't done it in a while, but I started doing it again because I think where I've been sanding and doing stuff in this house so much, dust gets in my eyes, and then I rub around on my eyes and stuff, and especially my bottom eyelashes seem like they're falling out on me again. And what I do is I take my mascara and I use rosemary essential oil. The lighting's horrible there. And lavender essential oil. Those are both there. Those are actually Vitacost brand. I'll talk to you a little bit about Vitacost here in a minute. And those help make your eyelashes grow and just nutrition for them. And as well as vitamin E. You can put a little vitamin E in there. Be very careful though. I wouldn't use but 1 drop of each because you can get it too bleh. Especially if it's a new tube or it's already too thin. I think it's too thin. I like to use it for about 2 weeks before I even like my mascara. But I suggest waiting a couple weeks before you do that. But I can definitely tell a difference back when I used it before, which I've just started doing this again. So I haven't been able to tell a difference yet. But when I did before, I could really tell a difference in it. And as for products, which I use a lot of now products when it comes to my essential oils. A lot of people don't necessarily like that, but I have no problem with the now products. They're cheaper and more affordable to be able to use, but I feel like they do just as good a job. And the same goes for the Vitacost brand. And I think, I might be wrong, I'm not quoting this, but I think the Vitacost brand is basically the same thing as even the bottles are the same of our now products. It's just their version of it. And I order a lot off of Vitacost. I order my essential oils off of there. And it just depends on which one's on sale, the now product or the Vitacost. You know, sometimes you can get BOGO deals and stuff, so I just go with what works. And there's some essential oils that I can't get in neither one of those brands that I have to buy a different brand of, and that's fine too. But I order a lot off of Vitacost. I really love Vitacost. Me and my daughter ordered together, which helps us get better deals when it comes to free shipping and stuff like that. But I order my Himalayan sea salt off of there because that's the only salt I use, other than when I can. And some things I even use that for with canning. But I also order my quinoa from there. I order my deodorant. This is the deodorant I use. It's a natural deodorant. It's all aloe and almond is the name brand of it. And I use it from there. I also make my own deodorant. I prefer my homemade deodorant over that. The only problem I have with my homemade deodorant is it will stain up your clothes. And I've done every trick I can find online to try to get that out, and I've not had no luck. If anybody's got any pointers on that, I would love to hear them, please. But it's my favorite, and it's basically just coconut oil and equal parts coconut oil and baking soda, and I put some tea tree oil in it. I always put tea tree oil in it because it's a good antibacterial and fungal oil. Sometimes I put other things in it. It just depends on what kind of mood I'm in, I reckon. But sometimes I even use bentonite clay in it because that helps pull out toxins and stuff like that. So depending on just how you feel, you know. But I love that one because my arms stay so smooth. You never get a razor burn or anything with anything like that. So I really like that a lot. As for, I was going to share with you with the vitamin E oil. I use it in a lot of things. I usually keep a couple different bottles of this because I use it in, like I said, for that mascara. I use it in my different things that I make that needs a little extra preserving. You can put a little vitamin E in stuff and it'll help with that. And I make my own facial serum that I use at night. This here was one of those times when I went through I'm getting old stage. I think it was in the midst of my empty nest syndrome junk that I was dealing with as well, most likely. But I had got this. This was that rock, I forget the name of it, rock something other, but it's supposed to be a really good anti-aging agent. But as soon as I put it on my face, my lips started burning and I started aching. And that's what fragrances do to me. Fragrances make me ache all over, like I'm getting the flu or something other, and it burns my lips. And usually the burn of my lips is the first sign. I think, uh-oh, I have got into something I don't need to be around. And so I dumped that bottle, cleaned this out real good, and I use it for my own now. But what is basically in this is sometimes I use olive oil. Most of the time I actually use olive oil in it. Sometimes I'll use some almond oil or different oils. I can't remember. Jojoba oil. Yeah, that's another one. I was trying to see which ones I had in there. Jojoba oil. I use a little vitamin E oil. I use my rose hip essential oil in it because that is a very, very, very good anti-aging agent. I've even read where some movie stars use this that do holistic approaches to things that really like it. And I put some frankincense in it. Sometimes I put myrrh in it. It's just according to what it's right there in front of me at the time and what I'm in the mood for. Or if I read something to add to, I'll just add two things. I figure I'll get it all in at one time. That's how I operate with that stuff. So those are a lot of the holistic approaches I try to take. And with the mascara, you probably noticed that's just a CoverGirl mascara. And it's not the best mascara for you to have by all means. I actually got that too at the grocery store because I kept forgetting to get some. And it's not one of them things you get all the time. So I just kept forgetting to get it. So I just finally grabbed one at the grocery store that I felt like maybe wasn't quite as bad. But what I generally do is there's a website. I think it's EWG is what it is. I think the address is EWG.com. And if you're not familiar with that website, it has, you can go in there and say hypothetically you're Pantene. Let's say Pantene. You want to look up and see the toxicity levels of Pantene. You can get on there to show you the toxicity levels and so on and so forth. 1 being the best, 2, 3, and on. And I try to stay in the 1 and 2. A lot of the 1 products are more expensive products, so there's some things I'm more dogmatic about than others. So there's some things I don't necessarily go into the 1. I'll go into the 2 and even sometimes 3, depending what it says about the toxicity level, because it'll break it down for you and tell you why it is. But I absolutely love that website. It's very good when you want to find out, how things are, how good things are. EWG.com. I'll try to put that on the bottom of this slide down if I can think of it. Being a beautician, though, the hardest thing for me has been my hair. It's been a hard time for me, which I'm not saying too much right now. I just blow dried it. I ain't done nothing to it. But it's been harder for me than any of them because you get used to Redken and I did use some Paul Mitchell, but Redken and Matrix is my main two that I used a lot. And I have got away from them. I do have one product still that I've got from Redken that I use periodically if my hair is looking really dry or such. But on that EWG website, I got on there, looking to see if I could find different things that would be a little better for my hair. And Finesse, I know, is one of them. That's the main one that I usually try to get. And it's harder to find nowadays sometimes. But that's probably why, because it ain't as toxic. But Finesse is one of them that's on the lower side of the toxicity levels. I'm on to say Pert Plus. I remember getting that at one time. So it must have been on a certain lower degree. I don't remember for sure. And then the Hairspray, which here I find it at our Food City. It's not necessarily the easiest thing to find nowadays either. And it's VO5. And honestly, I haven't checked this out on the toxicity levels on there, but I do know that it's unscented, and that's my primary reason for getting it. And I don't like a heavy hairspray. I just like a light one, and that's a real good light hairspray. But I feel fairly confident that it's still better on the toxicity levels than most out there just on the general market today. So, you have to pick and choose there. I have read where Vaseline is very low on the toxicity level, and I know there's a lot of people that don't like to use petroleum products. And I've got to do some more research over that, to be honest with you, because in my mind, petroleum comes from the earth. Therefore, it's a natural product. How it's processed can be another story. Yes, I understand that as well. But from what I've seen on the EWG thing, just plain old Vaseline brand Vaseline, petroleum jelly, isn't that bad. And so, I don't know, maybe I've used it some, but to me, I like something that I feel like penetrates, and I don't feel like it penetrates. Sorry, I'm trying to make this light better, and giving my arm a break, but it ain't working real good. I think right there was my best shot, wasn't it? So, I encourage you to get on there, though, on that website and check it out and look and see different things. There's so many things I want to share with you concerning my essential oils and my herbs and stuff that I use. A lot of things might be stuff you already know. It may not be. The thing I hope to do, and I actually ask God to help me do this, is, you get on Pinterest and all these other things, and you see stuff over and over and over again. It's the same stuff, and you're like, okay, I know this. I need some new info, new stuff. And that's what I'm hoping to be able to bring to people. So I ask you to please continue to try to check out my site. Prayerfully I'll get better and better as time progresses. I know I've not been very good at it thus far, but I'm trying. I hope you can see some little bit of better effects in my videos as we go on. A little something else I do, I'll throw in there. I keep a lot of these little containers. My youngest daughter got me started on this, actually. When she was little, she would save little containers, but it would be plastic or glass or whatever. But, I like to use glass at all possible. I don't use everything glass, but 3/4 of everything I do, I try to use glass. But this was a little makeup bottle of some sort, and what I put in this is just coconut oil and some type of essential oil. And I use it for 2 different reasons. One is you can mix different things in it. There's also, you can find, and I'll try to even do that at some point, different recipes for different natural perfumes that you can make using just coconut oil and different essential oils, or therapeutic, oils. To use it for therapeutic, use it for perfume, medical, so on and so forth. But with this one, right now I've got lime in it because we're coming out of summer, and lime is one of my favorite fragrances anyway. So I put lime in this one. And whenever I'm getting ready to go somewhere important or whatever, my neck tends to look dry, my lower arms too. So I rub it on my neck and on my lower arms, and that way when I go out, I've got like a little perfumey smell, and I've got lotioned up a little, And that's good. I like it myself, so it works good for me. Anyway, I appreciate you watching this video. I ask you, if you will, to please forward this video to anybody that you think may get some benefit from it. I really am getting more encouraged. Each time I do a video, I get a little more encouraged. And I ask you to leave me a comment, if you will, and give me a check if you feel like I'm getting a little better at these things, because I really want to bless people. I really want to make a difference in somebody's life some way, somehow. And I've seen a lot of YouTubers that has done that for me, and I want to do that as well. But I appreciate you watching. I hope you have a great weekend. God bless you all.
Well, life on the farm is kind of laid back, ain't much an old country boy like me can't hack. It's early to rise, early in the sack. I thank God I'm a country boy. Well, a simple kind of life never did me no harm, raising me a family and working on the farm. Days are all filled with